is a follow-up tutorial on your React application being deployed into an S3 bucket. So you notice that we have an S3 bucket here, and this is what we called it. And on the properties, we go all the way to the bottom. We have our public link, and like this, we're able to access our React application. But what about when I make a change into my React application here, and I could make a change locally? How are those changes going to end up in the S3 bucket? How can we synchronize my local build folder with my S3 bucket? So there's really no automatic way of doing that, but however, AWS has a CLI that we could install in our system. Okay, so I'm gonna share a link in the description here into how to get this done. But basically, we have to have AWS CLI installed. Okay, so you want to copy this curl command here. Basically, it's gonna grab the AWS CLI version 2 package, and it's gonna go ahead and get the installer to update the target. Okay, once you install that, you should be able to do a AWS dash dash version on your terminal here, and you should be able to get a version out of that. Okay, once that is configured, then you need to do a AWS configure. Okay, and what this is it needs a your access keys. So your project needs your access keys. Not your project, actually your AWS CLI needs your access keys to be able to access the resources in your AWS VPC. Okay, so this is my access key and my secret access key. And once you do AWS configure, you will be able to basically paste here. If you have your access key, you put it in here, okay, and your secret access key, you put it right there. Okay, the default region name, you can keep it as none, or you can use US East 1, and then just keep on hitting enter. Okay, once again, AWS configure, and in here you have your access key. Here you put in your access key. Where do you get your access key from? Well, let me show you. Let's go into our AWS account. If you don't have one yet, well, you need to create one, right? So we could go into IAM. So if you type in the search IAM, I got it favoritized here, so you can get to it quick. But I could go into IAM, and I could go into my my user account here. I could go to Jonathan's here, for example, and then in here, when I go into that account, I'll be able to where is it? Oh, never mind. Let's go to a dashboard here, and in here, I'll be able to see my security credentials. Okay, and in my side of my security credentials here, I'm able to get my access keys. Okay, I have a couple of access keys, but without the secret key, you're not gonna be able to do anything. So you could create a access key through here, and it gives you the access key and the secret access key. Okay, so once you have those two, you paste them in here, and you go through the motions there, and you should be ready to now start talking to your S3 buckets. Okay, so in here, what we could do is we could now talk to our S3 buckets. As CLI installed, you should be able to just do AWS S3, and we want to list all of the buckets, for example. And with this command, I'll be able to see all of my buckets, and you can see the bucket that I want to reach in and synchronize this with. Okay, so what we could do now is we could create a script that will synchronize this for us. So what we could do is go into our package JSON file here, and under our scripts, what we could create here is now a script called deploy, so that it synchronizes essentially our build folder with the S3 bucket. So in here, we could start with AWS S3, that's the command. We wanted to synchronize the build the contents of the build folder with our S3 bucket. Okay, now how do we get the name of our S3 bucket? Well, we saw it how we used to get it. If we go into properties, we could get it. We could get the ARN number just like this, right? And all we really need is the name. So all we really need is just this last things here. Okay, so now we could do is go back into here, and then under S3 we do a double slash there, we paste in the name of it. Okay, so now when I do deploy, when I do here, if I do a deploy like npm run deploy, then it's going to synchronize my build folder with my S3 bucket. And right now it seems to be the same, maybe because I haven't done the build. So then I could do npm run build, and it maybe gets a new build, so that then I'll be able to deploy that new build into my S3 bucket. So it's creating this new build folder, and then I could do npm run deploy, and then it's going to synchronize all of that together with my S3 bucket. Okay, now my changes, you see it says reload, you should say now test in here. There you go, that's the test there. Okay, great, but now how can I do that a little more automated? So what we could do is we could say like, we could say something like prod or something like this, and we could say, okay, npm run build first, then once you complete the build, then I want you npm to run deploy. So now, if I make a change in my app.js and say, let's put a little emoji there with some glasses, really cool, save. Now what I could do is I could go and say npm, whoop, not there, but down here. So npm run prod. So run prod is gonna run my build, which is synchronizing, it's creating, updating my build folder, right? And then it's gonna synchronize that build folder with my S3 bucket. And essentially, this is gonna show up in my production link, okay? So I hope you guys enjoy, and any questions, definitely hit them up in the description below, and give it a thumbs up if you like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.